So today we're going to start our class just in a seated position. We're going to roll our shoulders back, just where you're squeezing those shoulder blades. And we're going to take just a couple of deep breaths. Open up the chest. Open up the ribs. One more deep breath, and then we're going to start with some shoulder rolls. So we're going to roll to the back. All right, and then we're going to roll to the front. Next, we're going to do a neck stretch. We're going to take our right ear to our right shoulder. If you want to add an extra stretch to it, just place the right hand on top of the head. Don't pull, just rest that hand on top of the head. We're going to hold here for a couple of breaths. And we'll come back to the center, and we'll do that to the left. So left ear over to left shoulder. You can place your left hand on top of your head. Try keeping that shoulder dropped. And we'll go to the center. Now we're going to take our chin down towards our chest. Now that we've got our neck stretched out, let's do some more shoulder work. So we're going to take our fist behind our backs. I can turn to show that. If you can't do that, you can take a strap and just hold it close, but you're going to want to push the chest out and really get those shoulder blades working. We can bring that back down, and then we're going to do just a side stretch. Take the right hand over towards the left. You should really feel that over here in the side. Take the left arm over to the right. We're going to take our arms, right arm to the back, and we're going to just do a nice tricep stretch. Really press on that arm. That way you can feel the tricep stretching. Okay, and then we'll just switch arms. So left arm. Perfect. We'll bring that down and let's do just a few more shoulder rolls. Let's do 4 to the back and then 4 to the front. Then we're going to take our left hand, place it on our right knee. Right hand will go kind of behind you, and we're going to do just a seated twist. And your gaze should be behind you. We're going to switch to the other side. So right hand will go on left knee, left hand behind, gaze towards the back. Perfect. Now let's come to the front. We're going to do a couple of forward folds in the seated position. First, we're going to try taking our shoulders back and taking a flat back down towards the front. So we're gonna fold towards the front with the flat back and just hold. Okay, then we'll just walk our hands back. This time you can take a rounded back and we're gonna fold towards the front. And you're probably able to stretch further with the rounded back. Okay, let's walk the hands back up. Again, let's do one more with the flat back. So shoulders back and fold forward. And walk the hands back up with the rounded back. Let's fold forward. All right, let's walk those hands back up. This time we're gonna go where we're gonna spread our legs out. And you may only be able to get here, that's fine. We're gonna fold towards this right leg. So we're gonna take our hands up, and fold. If you can't reach your foot, you can always place it on your shin or your quad, just never on a joint. You should feel this in your hamstring. Walk back up, and we'll take our hands up and fold to the left. Come up from there, and then we're going to fold to the middle with the flat back, so shoulders back. Let's walk back up. This time you can go with a rounded back. Perfect. Let's walk back up. Take your right foot and place it on the inner thigh of the left leg. We're just going to kind of turn our body, not our hips, and fold over towards this left leg. Again, if you can't reach the foot, that's okay. You can always place your hands on your shin or down beside you on the mat, either way. Just gonna hold this for a couple of more breaths. You should feel this in your hamstring as well as your right side. Okay, let's walk our hands back up, and we're gonna switch feet. So right leg out, left foot into that inner thigh. Reach up and fold. We'll hold here for just a couple more breaths. Walk it up. And let's just shake our legs out for just a second. So this next one, we're gonna pull the left leg in. We're gonna take the right leg over. If you can't get into this position, you can always put it out and just hold this leg up here. We're gonna take this right knee and just place our arms around it. Just give it a big hug. You'll feel this on your glute. Okay, then we're gonna take the right arm and place it behind us. We're gonna do another seated twist in this position. All right, we'll go back to the front. And then we'll switch legs. So right leg will go under or out. And left leg will come up. And again, we'll just hug this front leg. And now we'll take the left hand behind us and that front hand up on that leg and just do a seated twist. We'll come back to the front, take our legs into a crisscross position. You may want to turn your body towards the long way of your mat. And then we're just going to roll up into a tabletop. And we're going to take our hips and just rock them side to side, open them up. Do a couple more on each side, and then we'll meet back at tabletop. All right, so now once we're back in tabletop, let's take the right arm and we're going to thread it underneath the left into a thread the needle. We're going to hold here for a few breaths to stretch open that right shoulder. Okay, we're going to come back up into a tabletop. And then we're going to take this left arm and thread it under the right. Don't forget to breathe. Perfect. Now let's get back into tabletop. And now we're just going to extend the arms into a puppy dog pose. Just really extend that back. You can rest your head on the mat if it'll reach. And then we'll walk back up into a tabletop. So from here, we're gonna do some cat-cow stretches. So on an inhale, you sink down, and on exhale, you come up like a cat. So we're gonna do a few of these at our own pace with our breath. And remember to inhale, down, exhale, up. Let's do 2 more of those, and then we'll stretch back down into a puppy dog. All right, whenever you're ready, I'll just extend those arms back down into a puppy dog. Okay, and we'll walk our hands back up into tabletop, and from tabletop, we're gonna tuck the toes under and go into downward dog. From downward dog, let's lift that right leg up, and then we're gonna bring it towards our chest and fold that right leg over into a pigeon. If you can't rest your hip down with that pigeon, you can always take a block and slide it under that right hip. And you can either stay here on your arm or on your hands. You can go down on your forearms. You can rest your head on the mat if you so choose. Again, don't forget to breathe. I'm going to take a few more breaths in this position. Walk ourselves back up into a tabletop, and then we're going to extend all the way back into a child's pose. You can kind of spread your knees out to your mat. I'm going to come back to this resting position. And you're going to walk back up into a tabletop. Toes tucked under. We're going to downward dog. And then we'll transition into a pigeon on the left leg. So lift that left leg up behind you. Bring it towards the chest. And then bring it down in front. Again, if it's more comfortable, you can place a block under that hip. You can stay up, or you can come down to your forearms. From there, we'll push up, bring our leg back behind into a tabletop, and then let's extend back into a child's pose. Alright, let's push back up into tabletop. Now we're going to come into a runner's lunge. So we're going to take that right foot and pull it up on the outside of our right hand. Stretch this left leg out so we get a good stretch in those inner thighs and hips. We're going to stay here for just a moment. But now I want to challenge you to take that right foot, take your right toes, and just kind of bring them out diagonally to give just a little bit more of a stretch on that right leg in the groin area. Okay. Let's bring those right toes back towards the front. And if you want, you can stay here, or you can bring your left knee up, and with the right hand, pull that foot up. Also, if you can't get your foot, you can use a strap. Just give that left quad an extra stretch. Let's bring that left leg down if you have it up. And then take that right leg back, and let's go back into a child's pose to recover. Alright, let's push back up into a tabletop. This time we're going to bring the left leg up on the outside of the left hand, extending that right leg into the runner's lunge, or low lunge, I'm sorry. And for an extra challenge, you can turn those toes out diagonally. Get a little more of a stretch in the left leg. Okay, let's take those feet back towards the front. And again, you can either stay here and press forward, or you can take that right knee up left hand around that foot, or you can use a strap. Take that foot down if you had it there. Take the left leg back. And then we'll sit back into a child's pose. Now while we're in child's pose, let's just take our hands and walk them over to the right. If that's uncomfortable, you can just stay in child's pose to the front. Now let's walk the hands back to the center. And let's take the hands over towards the left. To center. Let's push up into a tabletop, but bring your legs close together. We're going to tuck our toes under and sit back, stretching those feet. Okay, you can either stay up on the toes or you can release the toes. Either way, I'll stay up. And then we're just gonna take the right arm and stretch to the left. And we'll take the left arm and stretch to the right. Now we'll release the toes if you're still on your toes. We're going to come up, cross the shins, and we're going to sit back into a seated position. From there, we're going to do just a quick spinal twist. So left arm over the right knee, right hand behind, gaze behind you. And then we'll switch sides. So right hand over left knee, left arm behind. Perfect. We'll come back to center. Let's just take our knees up. You might want to scoot up on your mat. And we're just going to gently roll back. You can hold onto the back of your legs or you can place them on the mat, but we're just going to gently roll back down to the mat, keeping our knees up towards the ceiling. We're just going to rock our knees side to side for just a moment. Massaging those hips that we just worked out. And just give them a big hug. If you want, you can rock side to side to massage the spine. Okay. Now let's bring those feet back down to the mat with the knees still facing the ceiling. We're gonna take the right ankle and cross it over that left knee into a figure 4. And then we're gonna take the hands inside of the leg and on the outside of the leg and just pull on that left leg. Now you can take your hands off the leg, place that left foot back down on the mat, and then we're just gonna drop that left leg over to the side. Let's take that left leg back up and then we'll switch legs. So you'll put your right foot down on the mat with the knee up. Left ankle crosses over that right knee. And then we'll thread our arms behind that right leg and just gently pull. Perfect. Now let's take that right leg down to the mat, and then we'll just take the right knee towards the right side, keeping that left ankle crossed over the right leg. Perfect. Now let's bring that back up to the center. Uncross the legs and then just take both legs straight out on the mat. Then we're going to take both arms straight overhead for a big full body stretch. And we'll bring the arms back down to the side. Keep that left leg straight, right knee up. Take the right arm out to the side, and on your left, take your left hand and just pull that right knee over towards the left for another spinal twist. We'll bring that leg back up. We'll do the same with the other side. So right leg down, left arm out, left knee up and take that right hand and pull that left knee over towards the right. Alright, let's bring that leg back up and we'll tug both knees to our chest one more time. Again, you can rock back and forth or side to side. Then we'll take our feet down to the mat with our knees still facing towards the ceiling. And then we'll begin to slowly open those legs into a butterfly. And you can place your hands on your legs to give it a little more of a stretch. And then from here, you can place your hands down on your mat with your palms up and use this time to meditate or relax or take a nap. And then once as you feel comfortable, just roll over to one side of your mat and gently lift yourself up. And that is our class.